Welcome to Small Business Saturday.
Welcome to Small Business Saturdays video series with your host and my husband.
And my dad, Aaron Montgomery.
Join the conversation.
Let's talk some business.
All right. Well, I had a fantastic intro there. It was so great, and you guys missed it. All right. Well, with that being said, let's start over again here. Good morning. Good morning. Good morning. Welcome into Small Business Saturdays. I missed this little note. Apparently, I needed to put it a little bit higher or something, right? All right. There we go. So let's check in with everybody. Then I will hit all that stuff that I just mentioned and was talking about and having a great time discussing. But good morning, Curtis, and good morning, Mo. And yes, sound. Yes. There we go. Okay. Thank you, Todd. Yes, I saw you heading in. I appreciate everybody supporting me this morning as I missed the one thing. I was all prepared, I thought, but hey. You know what? These things happen. So we move on. We enjoy. So as I was saying, good morning, good morning, good morning. Welcome into Small Business Saturdays. I'm excited today to talk about environments, changing our environments. We change our life, change our business, change for the positive is what we're working on here today and what we want to talk about. So excited for talking about that. Also excited that this has been great. The month of May has been a free preview month for Small Business Saturdays here, as far as being able to tune in and catch it live on the live video. And so after today, next week's Small Business Saturday will only be inside of the Our Success Group private members group, if you're a member, or through Club OSG. And this is also the last opportunity to get that discounted rate for Club OSG. So if you want to make sure that you're either an OSG member, and if you're interested in a membership, you can go check that out at oursuccessgroup.com/memberships, or you can become, if you're just looking to kind of put your toe in the water, you're going to get with Club OSG, which you can find over there at oursuccessgroup.com/Club OSG. And with Club OSG, you get the live video interactions of Small Business Saturdays, and you also get the access to the live video portion of After Hours, the Tuesdays with Todd. So every Tuesday Todd comes on, but at least twice a month he's going to be doing After Hours, where it's an opportunity to just go deeper, talk about pricing, talk about different markets, talk about ways to market those things, and really dig deep into the weeds and the details, and just kind of interact with everybody inside our success group or inside the Club OSG membership. So check that out if you're not already. Like I said, this is the last opportunity for these live events. If you just want to get the audio podcast version, you want to check it out later, or that's all you need, you can go to Small Business Saturdays podcast and subscribe on your favorite podcast player, and just listen to all these after. Typically The live versions come out about 4, 5, 6 weeks after we do them live. So there is a bit of a delay, but we try to keep up with that pretty regularly. So let's see. Doug said, I thought you finally took your bride on a honeymoon. Coming up, we leave for Arizona on January 9th and then January. How about June? We leave for Arizona on June 9th and then we leave for Mexico on June 13th. So yes, we are 8.5 years into being married, about 10 years into our relationship. We finally decided to take the honeymoon. So I teased that, we had to make sure this was going to work out, but no, definitely not that. Just, we had a kiddo, life happened. So he's 10 now. He's going to spend a week with grandma and grandpa, and we're going to go spend a week on the beach. So we're excited about that. And Gusta checking in from Sweden, and Richard, good morning. And Wendy, good morning. Janessa, thank you for being here. And Jerry, good morning to you. And Jerry says good morning to everyone else as well. So thank you guys for being here. I'm excited to talk about this. I'm excited to get into this. 100%, Doug. Oh my gosh. You could not overstate this enough. He says you married way up. Yes, 100%. I married way up. She is fantastic. I am truly lucky to have found Kylene, and we are just really happy. And so thank you, Doug, for saying so. Good morning, Eric. Thank you for being here. I will see Eric in just a little bit. Understanding emblems happening later today. So if you're not signed up for that, go to decorators.education. Eric, if you have a chance to throw the link in there, please do. I am remiss on updating the price, so you can still get it at $99 if you sign up yet here today. So 33 years in, and look, I have had 33 years of honeymoon and kept going. There you go. I like it, Wendy. Thank you. That's good. Yes, our first 8.5, 10 years of our relationship has been the honeymoon. The honeymoon is not over. So this is just a formal, official opportunity to actually just go have a vacation, the two of us. So looking forward to that. All right, you guys. Well, let's get into this. Here's the deal. First and foremost, we all have things that we want to change about our lives, things like improving health, being able to finish a big project. Maybe you've got to get your website up, or, learning a new skill, or things like that. So we all have those things, I believe. Now, if you do not have any of those things, then you can go ahead and turn it off right here. There's nothing here for you. But if you have something in your life, big, small, doesn't matter, anything in your life that you want to change, an area that you desire to improve, but just can't seem to do it, then stay tuned. All right. This is where I'm at right now too. And this is the great part. I get to share and explore these topics with you guys, but at the same time, I'm also personally exploring these topics and working on ways. So it all works out. In fact, I will tell you guys this: one of the best ways to learn something, one of the best ways to improve something, one of the best ways to kind of really get it to hit home for you is to take the time to try to teach it to somebody else. Because in that act of teaching it to somebody else, you have to actually get all the steps down yourself so you can share that. So that's what a quick tip right off the top there. If there's something you really want to master, start by obviously learning about it. But then the second you start learning about it, also start trying to teach it or share it with other people, and you're going to get that stuff to hit home and kind of sink in a little bit more for you. So thank you, Eric. Understanding emblems is coming up shortly. Decorators.education/emblems if you'd like to check that out. In fact, there's a little ticker on there that's telling you how long until it is live, and so you can still sign up for that. All right. Right, we're working on something. One of the things, and that I'm going to use as an example here because it's prominent in my life right now, is that I need to get more exercise. I need to get a little more fit, and I have a really strong desire to do that. I know that I've got to get back to my quote unquote fighting weight. I've got to get probably 20, maybe 40 pounds that just have crept up on me, right? That's lots of desserts, lots of DoorDash opportunities, lots of all sorts of quote unquote excuses that I could use, but it just happens, right? We go through these phases, and I went through a phase that just wasn't ideal for my body. So I do have a strong desire to get more fit, but I just can't quite seem to get over the hump, right? Gusta's on here. I got started on doing 2-minute planks, and I went strong for like a week and then have not done them since. Right. And things happened. My back was hurting. I had all sorts of excuses, and I realized I got to get rid of those excuses and all this other stuff. But here's the deal. We are humans, and there's only so much we can do, and we have to give ourselves grace, and we have to give ourselves credit for the things that we're doing. And so here's the deal. I'm not discouraged by the fact that I haven't been able to keep this up. And I'm actually really grateful for the health that I do have. But I've just struggled to get some balance. And at the end of the day, from what I can understand from the people that I've learned from and the things that I've read, is that typically when we struggle with something, when we kind of can't get over the hump or have that trap, there's one of 5 things that are happening to us, or happening around us, that we need to be more aware of, that then we can take control over. So the first thing that typically hinders us from making an improvement is just lack of knowledge. Now, in this particular case with me and the exercise and my health, I am constantly learning. I enjoy reading. I watch documentaries on it. I've been all over the place, tried different things. And I feel like I've made some really big strides in my understanding of what true health and fitness is. And, I think from what I've learned, a lot of it does boil down to kind of having a more balanced diet with a lot more plant-based and whole foods and all that other stuff. And that's just hard. I grew up on a processed diet, the TV dinners and Cokes and sugared foods and cereal and all that other stuff. So it's a challenge, but I've learned a lot. And in fact, I even was learning about something where they were talking about the fact that some people really do struggle because they go on these really limiting diets, as far as like limiting the calories and whatnot. And many people might be gaining weight because they're under eating, and it's their body's way of protecting them. So they start putting on more fat because they're just under eating. They're not getting enough energy for their day. But anyhow, not here to teach you guys how to. There's lots of people that are very skilled in this that you can go and learn all sorts of stuff. I just watched a great documentary. I think it's on Netflix. Maybe it was just on Amazon Prime, but it's called Heal. And I will find a link. In fact, let me make a note on that. I will find a link to that. And I thought it was really interesting and gave you a lot of food for thought. So anyhow, that's the first thing, lack of knowledge. Now, where I'm at right now, I don't feel like that's necessarily it. I'm building the knowledge, certainly can always continue that. So that's one. The second thing that could be holding us back from achieving and our limiting beliefs. All right. Now, I never really visualized myself as this super fit guy. I never was that person that was in the gym all the time. I didn't really enjoy being in the gym. Even when I was in much better shape in my youth. But at the end of the day, though, I'm not sure that the limiting beliefs are really my challenge right now with the exercise. I do believe that I can do it. I do believe that I'm deserving of being fit. So, that's probably not it. The third thing is competing motivations. So what competing motivations are, an example of this might be, maybe we started our business to make money. That was our motivation. We wanted to make money, but then we didn't realize that we actually have this money set point, this thing about money that is holding us back. Maybe in our childhood, our family had all sorts of really big fights and challenges around the money, right? And so we kind of, without knowing it, internally said that we needed to avoid money because money was a root of evil. And, so that would be competing motivations. Now, I kind of looked at what potential competing motivations I had for not being able to get over the hump of being fit, and I couldn't really find anything. So it wasn't that. Fourth thing, accountability, lack of community support. And this is one that I'm working on for sure. First and foremost, I have to take 100% responsibility for myself. And so, we've had conversations inside of our family, talking about, avoiding buying the snacks and the cookies and all that other stuff. One of the big challenges for us is that my wife is an amazing baker. But she's amazing at baking sweets and treats. And so, we've had that conversation, and she's done a fantastic job of avoiding that where possible. And I know that's kind of a bummer, so maybe we just need to work on figuring out a way to bake more healthy stuff. But because here's the deal, no matter how strong you think you are, you have to ask and find support for the things you need. And I'm really grateful that my family and I are getting better and better at this all of the time. So I've got that accountability. I've got that support. I'm starting to build that. And then the fifth thing that can hold us back from being able to achieve or learn or improve or get over that hump is our environment. It's that impact of our environment. And that's what we want to talk about here today. And these little environmental impacts are very subtle. A lot of times we don't even notice it, but our brains are made as energy savers. And the subconscious mind is wired to react to the things in our environment, to just quickly make decisions based on past feedback and find that path of least resistance. So the challenge becomes, in my case, what I actually need is some resistance, right? I need to exercise. I need to do some things that are not completely comfortable for me. Eat better, eat things that maybe I don't enjoy as much as the ice cream or the cake or whatever. I need to have some resistance to be able to build some muscle and have some less fat. Another example might be in our businesses. We might need some resistance in the form of taking risks. But if all we can see is that clutter, the disorganization, our brains won't be able to process that ability to take risk while at the same time dealing with all of the clutter around us. Right? So this is what I want to talk about today, are the different environments we experience on a regular basis and how maybe some simple tweaks to your physical space can actually make a big difference in your business, in your life, and really in achieving the goals that you have for yourself. So sorry about that. A little the joys of being down in the basement. When somebody decides to use the restroom, we can probably all hear it. I don't know if you heard that or not, but it was really loud here. So I apologize. All right. So we do operate inside of several environments all throughout our day. And a gentleman named Jim Bunch, who is the creator of, I want to read it here, The Ultimate Game of Life. He says this. He says, your environments are either inspiring you or expiring you. So as an example, one of the reasons I've talked to my family about the cookies and the sweets is because those types of food in our house, I know that in a moment of weakness I'm going to eat those things. I go search for the candy bar when I'm got that sweet tooth in kind of controlling me. So if I have easy access to cookies, sweets, and candies, then I'm also going to not be able to overcome those moments of weakness. But alternatively, if I have easy access to maybe some healthy treats or whatever, it's what the environment is supporting for me. And so when I hit that low willpower state, I'm going to go grab that easy to access healthy treat. So we have to create the environments that are going to best support our goals and desires. It's all about focusing on the things that we want and not about focusing on the things that we don't want. So let's start with taking a look at some of the environments around us. And the first environment that we want to look at maybe is the physical environments. In my case, the things like what's in our kitchen if we're working on our health, or maybe we've got to work on some things in our business. So what's our office look like? What does our production area look like? And other things in our environment that we might not even immediately think of, but what are the colors of the walls? Do those colors inspire you or expire you? What are the images that we see? Right? Do you have artwork on the wall? Do you have inspirational pieces on the wall? It can even be, what does it smell like? Do you need to maybe get an oil diffuser, or do you need to get an air freshener in somewhere or whatever? All of these things can affect us. I mean, it also could even just be the energy that is being given off. You get into some things like, is there a cell phone tower nearby that's draining your energy? And these things are all things that can impact us. In fact, there's really becoming more and more hard science about the benefits of things like feng shui. And getting that balance in the energy flows. And so again, all of the things around us can either inspire or expire or detract you from what you want to accomplish. So I want to first just talk about those immediate. In fact, I'm going to kind of leave out some of those and energy and feng shui, and I'll let you guys go search more on that. Not an area of my expertise yet. I want to get to the physical things, the things that we can feel and touch. And these are the things that I work on all the time. And I'm kind of an organized. In fact, my wife will say I'm actually over-organized or too anal about things. But I truly believe that these things can impact us and make better spaces, better environments for us. So let me take this down here. All right. So first thing I want to maybe talk about is our office, right? The area where you do the work. Is that work area organized? Are you ready to accomplish the tasks that you need to take on? Is it easily and conducive for you to take action? Right? Do you have the things that you need nearby? For me, I enjoy just kind of, I don't enjoy it. This is the way I operate. I kind of take random notes. And for me, I actually put a piece of whiteboard sticker paper. In the studio here, I've got this old fold out table that I'm sitting in front of, because I don't need a full desk. I don't sit here and work all the time. I come in here to do the studio and that kind of thing. But I have to take notes, right? When I'm up, I need to give you guys a link to heal. So I've got this little piece right here. And then I've got my marker right here. It's an easy access. I can reach for it. I do have to lean over. So maybe I want to change. So I've got all of the markers and pens and things like that I need in a Two Regular Guys mug. And it kind of got pushed out of the way. Well, you know what? I needed a little more easy access. So I make a change to my environment. Now it's right here. I can grab it. Perfect, right? So what do you have? Do you have some stacks that you have to dig through? What clutter's in the way? What is distracting you? Look at those things in your office, all right? And I don't want you to do anything about it right now. You can, if it's easy enough to just move this one thing, then that's fine. But right now, let's just be aware of those things, all right? The next thing to look at is our computer, right? A lot of what we do is on our computer. We're here watching on a computer right now. But is it optimized for the way that you work? Do you have the applications and productivity tools automatically open or easily accessible on your taskbar, right? One of the things that I found for me, again, these slight minor tweaks all make a difference. One of the things I found for me, most people have their taskbar, your computer comes loaded with your taskbar at the bottom of your screen. And for whatever reason, that just wasn't doing it for me. You can actually change that. You can right click on it and go to the taskbar settings. And I actually have my taskbar over on the right side of my screen. For whatever reason, for me, that's more productive. It's easier for me to access. It doesn't get in the way. It's not distracting, but it's easier for me to access. So making that small change. How about the websites that you visit? Right? When you open up your web browser, does it just open up with, okay, type in whatever you need, and then you've got to go searching for it or whatever? Does it have that blank screen, or do you have a way that you can easily access? Like for example, when I open my web browser, I actually have on it the automatically opened. I don't have to think about it or anything. It automatically opens up the Asana program that I use, which is my project management tool, my to-do list. It has that automatically open. It has Kartra open up, which is kind of the CRM or the tool that we use to support our success group. It's got my Google Keep Notes that automatically opens up. And right now it's got my accounting software QuickBooks opening up, because we're trying to improve the accounting. And when I went to do my taxes this year, I realized that we had some areas to improve there. So I've got that readily accessible. Now, I change that when cycles change and we update that. And, so when I'm getting into writing my book more, I have a little organizational tool, a workflow bullet list tool that I use called Workflowy, and I'll have that as an automatic open, right? So making those changes to your environment in the little things like your computer can go a long ways, right? Do you have all your files where everything's kind of filed away and the things you need to access are easily accessible? Or do you have, thousands of things in your download folder and then you have to go search and find and you open it up and it's just overwhelming, right? So those kinds of things. The next thing we can look at here are things like our emails and our texts and the notifications. And here's the deal. I know there's been lots of back and forth discussion about this concept of inbox zero. I put it out there from time to time, and it's always interesting to see, everybody kind of talking about where they fall in their space and what they need for this whole idea of inbox zero. My goal personally is to get to inbox zero, but I'm kind of an email guy and I use email a little bit as a way to kind of understand what other people need from me. And whether or not that I'm going to actually respond to that or not. And so email and inbox zero is really helpful for my productivity. It's part of the environment that helps me be more productive. Now, on the flip side of that, I've seen some people that almost kind of wear it as a badge of honor that I've got 3,000 or 30,000 or whatever, 100,000 unread emails. And I don't understand that. Now, if that works for you, that works for you. But I'd probably argue that maybe isn't working for you. You're just willing to tolerate it. And honestly, the reason I don't understand it is because I believe that those notifications, those little red dots on our phone apps here, if I can get it, and so I've got no notifications on there. In fact, I've got my task list right here. I've got my calendar right here, right? So these are the environments. And I believe that those notifications are meant as tools to notify us when something important is there. And if we don't get in and manage those notifications, if we don't get in and clear out the things or not, like, for example, even though inbox zero is important for me personally, my email app is right here. I do not get notifications on my phone of when emails come through, because I found that wasn't serving me. My phone is just for triage. It's just for kind of like, okay, immediate, instant, I've got to take care of this kind of thing. And I am in my emails enough that I can take care of the people that need things from me by just managing my emails through my computer. So I can get to my emails on my phone, but I don't have notifications pop up when I get a new email. Same thing at night. I turn off all the notifications at night when I'm time to go to bed. I have just a handful of people that I have indicated through my phone that if they send me a text or call my phone, it does alert me in the middle of the night. So that's people like my parents, like my wife, like my ex-wife, who also my son lives with her, and we get along great. So, and it's my son and all that kind of stuff. So those people that are really important that can wake me up in the middle of the night, great. But some random text about whatever, I don't need that, right? I don't need that in the middle of the night. So again, getting in and controlling those things and taking advantage of the tools and not letting those tools take advantage of you can be really important. So we need to put aside some time to go through our physical spaces and the tools around us and determine, is this inspiring me or is this hindering me? And we need to make a list of what we are tolerating in our world. Maybe our phone screen is cracked and we tolerate that, right? Or maybe our computer's slow and we kind of tolerate that. Or, in my case, we've got a broken little corner cabinet piece. And every time I walk by the piece sitting on the counter, it's taking my energy away. And maybe it's that stack of paper that needs to be filed. Or maybe it's old clothes in your closet that you're never going to wear, but you're just holding on to them because someday I'll be able to fit into that again, right? These things are all draining our energy and taking away from our environment. Kylene and I are going to be doing this around our home office soon. And we've actually, and I don't have it right now in front of me. this is an area that we've got to fix, right? We didn't have it in a easy place for us to find it. So we'll have to just reprint it. We just got to fix the environment and move forward. But it's this big list of messes and incompletes. And then we're going to make goals, and we're going to take some actions towards either doing one of these three things on all of these items, right? We either need to repair it, we either need to remove it, or we need to replace it. So we can do one of these three things. Anything that we're putting up with in our lives. Now, this doesn't mean that we have to make this big list and then just tackle it all, and I'm just going to spend the rest of my month doing that. No, I want to make this list, and I want to look at the things that can give me the most bang for my buck right away, right? Put away this, change this, put a picture up on the wall, improve the smell, improve the color. What are the things that we can improve right away? And the energy in our subconscious brain is being drained, and it's keeping us from focusing on the things we want every time we have to interact with something that we're just tolerating. So again, this act might not seem like a big deal at first glance, but you'll discover that the more time you can take and the more energy you can put into cleaning up and actually designing your environment for what you specifically need will pay huge dividends. So make this deal with yourself. If you complete a certain number of things on that messes or incomplete list, then reward yourself for that. Maybe your guilty pleasure is binge watching a show that everybody's talking about, or your guilty pleasure is, my guilty pleasure is eating ice cream, right? But for right now, until I get down to my quote unquote fighting weight, I need to, like I said, drop 20 to 40 pounds. I'm decided that I'm not going to eat cake or ice cream. We went through Dairy Queen's drive-through last night because we were celebrating an opportunity that we had together as a family. But my wife got a blizzard. My son got a blizzard. I did not, because I have not earned that yet. I need to drop those pounds. So do that. Find something in your environment that you can make a deal with yourself that if I can improve that, or if I can clean that up, or if I can do that you'll then reward yourself. Now, when we talk about things like getting rid of the clutter or the closets or whatever, one thing that might be helpful is to allow somebody else in, to allow a second set of eyes onto this. Maybe you're going to allow your spouse to help you. Maybe you're going to allow a trusted friend to come over, or maybe it's gotten so bad that it's even time to come up with the resources to pay for a professional organizational expert to help you come in and declutter. And because what happens is many times we have emotional attachments to those things that are just not serving us. Maybe we bought that shirt because we just loved it, but it just doesn't fit anymore. But there was something else to it, and we need to get rid of it. Or maybe these stacks are doing something for us, and we just feel like, gosh, if I get rid of that, that's just me admitting failure or something along those lines. So get a second set of eyes on it that'll help you look at those things like your production area or your computer workflow or something like that. So that's just a quick tip for you. Bring somebody in that's going to help you with that. So let's take a look at a couple of comments. Todd says, I bet the digitizers and extended car warranty people aren't on that list. Absolutely. They are not on the list of people that can interrupt me in the middle of night. So there you go. I like that, Todd. And then Jerry, great. Thank you for making me feel like what I'm talking about here is important. Jerry says, I've been doing these types of things, cleaning up, and it's really helped. Good. I love it, Jerry. Thank you. Appreciate that. All right. So let's keep moving here. So that's our physical environment, the things around us. Take some time, look at that. But another area that we can look at here is our intellectual environment. So, these are things like the people that you subscribe to on YouTube, the quote unquote friends you have on social media, the podcasts you listen to, the shows you have saved on your DVR, or the subscription services that you have certain things starred, right? And I'm not saying that we have to get rid of all of those entertainment things. There's value in that. There's that opportunity to decompress and get away from it all and do all those other things, but you got to have balance. This is even the books that you read. In fact, let me pop this image up here real quick. I thought this was a really good quote from a gentleman by the name of James Clear, who's the author of a book called Atomic Habits. And he said, a recipe for getting more out of what you read: start more books, quit most of them, read the great ones twice. So the more books you can get into, and if it's not serving you, then stop and go back and reread the ones that did serve you. And for example, for me, I'm an audiobook guy. I enjoy listening to audiobooks, but the books that really make an impact on me and things that I know I can put into place right away, I then go and buy the hardback or the paperback book, the physical book, because then I can actually get into it and mark things with a Post-it note. And you can't see me because I've got that up. All right. So, mark things with a Post-it note or whatever, get into those things. So it's all of those things. It's all of those things that we have control over. We can unfollow toxic people on social media. We can create a private personal YouTube channel that we're really, really hardcore and carefully monitor what we watch or what we search for on that channel, because then all those other things don't pop up. We can do things like we can cut cable. If watching TV is something that sucks us in all the time, then get rid of it. Cut the cable, cancel Netflix, whatever you got to do. We can let these things go. If a book that was recommended to you didn't resonate with you, that's okay. That doesn't say anything about you. It doesn't say anything about the person that recommended it to you. It doesn't say anything about the author of that person. It just says that it doesn't resonate with you. It's not going to improve your environment. So I'll give you an example. Let me catch the comment here. When he says, I do a monthly business book club. It's a great way to see the books from a different perspective. That's awesome. So you're intentionally putting something in your environment that is going to serve you. It's going to inspire you, right? Instead of expire you. Wendy, good job. All right. Perfect. So I'm going to give you an example here. Again, if a book recommendation or something doesn't resonate with you, that it doesn't mean anything about you, the person recommended it, or even the author of the book. Here's what it means. So my example is this. I'm not a big fan of the Profit First book. I love the concept of paying yourself. In fact, our success group members here know that Todd and I have our foundation in the 5 keys for our success group. And a big, huge part of that is making sure that you're paying yourself first. So the concept is fantastic. And I agree with a lot of what's in the book, Profit First. But for me, the rest of it didn't resonate with me. It just didn't feel right. And again, it has zero bearing on what that says about me. It has zero bearing on all the people that have recommended it to me that love it and think it's really great. It has zero bearing on whether or not Mike Michalowicz is a smart guy or not. In fact, he's brilliant. I think that he's somebody worth following, and I still follow him, even though his book just wasn't for me. And I know lots of people that have tons of success with it. In fact, there are people where I look at what they're doing and I will recommend that book to them because I know it will help them and I believe it might resonate with them. But if they say, you know what, that just didn't resonate with me, I'm not going to go, oh man, I really screwed up. Okay. It just didn't work for them. Right. So therefore, don't let that, oh my gosh, somebody that I respect recommended this to me. I really just need to try to make this work. You can create the environment. You can bring in parts and pieces. A lot of the stuff that I'm working on right now in my own life, I'm a big Jack Canfield guy, right? You guys know that I'm a Success Principles certified trainer, but not everything that he says is 100% right for me. And so I bring in parts and pieces from things like Atomic Habit, and all that other stuff. So, right. So again, It's your environment. You have complete control over it. Same thing with your intellectual environment. You have complete control over that. Even when you're growing and learning, yes, you should take it all in, but that doesn't mean that every single thing that you read and hear and somebody says you have to implement and do 100% right away. You need to bring in parts and pieces of those things that resonate for you. All right. So there's intellectual environment. Let me get a couple of the comments here. Michelle says, I'm working on changing my health environment and my work environment as we attached another shed for more room. Thankful that Allison sent me videos the other day for ideas. So there you go. So again, getting all of that stuff, bringing it in, and then finding what works for you. And Wendy says, but Mike is such a funny guy to listen to. I 100% agree with that, Wendy. I think Mike, like I said, I think he's a brilliant guy. I think he's really smart. I think he knows what he's doing. I think a lot of his concepts are really great. Just the whole entire piece of Profit First just wasn't for me. I would find that kind of all of the little different things with different bank accounts and all this other stuff would create things that would expire me instead of inspire me. But my brain works differently, right? I already operate in this super organized way. And so by adding that extra work to have to do would actually create more clutter for me. So anyhow, all right. So we're going to keep moving on that. So we've talked about our physical environment. Now we've talked about our intellectual environment. And the next environment that I want to talk about here is our relationships, the people environment, the relationships, the people around us, that environment. I had a banner for this, but it didn't save. So I'm going to, on the fly here, we're going to create a banner. That's what I love about StreamYard. On the fly, we are done. It's there. So your relationships, you are the average of the 5 people you spend the most time with. So what I'd like you to do when it comes to this part is I want you to really spend a little time, if you can here, whenever you can, and make a list of the people that you spend the most time with. Who are the 5 people that you spend the most time with? And in today's world, that could be who are the 5 people you spend the most time with virtually. Who are the 5 people that influence your world the most right now? And again, that's the people you spend the most time with. And I want you to make a list and try to get that list down to 5. Maybe you're kind of not sure who the exact 5 is. So maybe your list is 7 or 10 people or something like that, whatever. Make that list. And then either whatever works for you, to the left side of them or the right side of them, above them, below them, whatever. I want you to put either a plus sign, an equal sign, or a minus sign next to each one of them. All right. When you do that, what the plus sign means that that's somebody that is inspiring you. That's somebody you need to spend more time with. That's somebody you need to work on developing a deeper relationship with. That's somebody worth investing time in developing and encouraging and having a relationship with. So find the plus signs. That's what we ultimately want to look for here. We want to make sure, ultimately our goal is to get to 5 people who you can put a plus sign next to. The next one, though, is the equal sign. And this is somebody that doesn't hinder your environment. This is somebody that doesn't expire you, but this is somebody that's just kind of even, right? We don't get a lot from them, but they don't detract a lot from us either. So it's okay to have them around, but they certainly could be replaced potentially with somebody who's a plus. And then finally, you've got the minus. And this is somebody who you either need to start removing from your environment. You need to have the hard conversations with them. You need to be more clear with them about how they're negatively impacting you. And again, these are going to be hard conversations, but it's your life. It's your business. It's your environment. I mean, this could be an employee that just is a negative impact on your business. And it's time to have that conversation with them that they either need to change their attitude or they need to find a new job. Right? So you deserve to have that life that you want. You deserve to create the environment that you need, and it's up to you to create it. And these negative people could potentially even be people like parents, like adult children, like spouses. If they're not positively impacting you, then you must confront them and potentially even draw a line in the sand that you're going to ultimately get to. And depending on what these people are to you, it might not be an immediate removal from your life, but you need to actively work on either repairing, replacing, or removing. And a part of that is the people or the relationships in your life. So let's get a comment here real quick, and we'll talk a little bit about that. Does my dog count? Wendy says, hey, you know what? My dog makes a massively positive impact on my life. So my dog will be number 6 on my list. How about that? Those relationships, though, right? Yes, my dog makes me happy. So there's no reason that your dog can't count. Now, I think for the 5 people that impact you the most, we're probably talking about other humans, but you're certainly the other living beings around you can be a positive impact. But I think that can be more about your physical. And I know that, Wendy, it's a joke, but think about this though, right? Maybe you need to have some more plants to get more good energy and remove some of the toxic air out of there. And Todd even counters this with people who say money can't buy happiness have never bought a dog. And Jerry says my dog is number 1 on my list. Yes. So if your pets fall on your list, and like I said, they can make a positive, super positive impact on a lot of people. My dog is huge on my list. At the end of the day, when it comes to our relationships, though, these are our human relationships. You can make the dog and the plants and the cats and the other things in your life part of your physical environment. So anyhow, we don't have to draw a line in the sand here. But at the end of the day, if you're focused on 5 people that are going to positively impact your world, then I think that's going to make a huge change in our environment, which will then make a huge change in our life. So, all right. With that, so any other comments about relationships, any other comments about any of this stuff? Like I said, when it comes down to these relationships, it is important. And I know that some of these things can be very difficult. One of the things that both my wife and I really value about our relationship is the fact that we've been very conscious since the very beginning of our relationship to be very open and honest with each other and to be able to have the hard conversations. My wife puts up with a lot of hard conversations. My wife will also help start some hard conversations when she's feeling like I'm being a jerk. Right? So these things are really important to us, and we've made that conscious decision to have that be part of our environment. We've also made that a conscious decision with our son that, we want him to love us and we want him to like us and all that stuff. But what's really important for us is that he respects us and that he's willing to have those conversations with us. And he's willing to be open to us having hard conversations with him when maybe he's not able to, what we feel is achieve what we know he's capable of achieving. Right. So setting up those relationships, just like we would take the time to go and clean up a stack of stuff that's out of the way, just like we'd spend the time to move this mug from one area to another where it's easier to access the pen that I need. We need to do the same thing in our relationships, spend the time to clean those things up. Like I said, some of these might be really, really hard, for a little bit with my dad, I love him to death, but sometimes we get into that blaming, complaining, and excuse making thing too much. And I have to kind of draw the line because I find myself going there, and it's not his fault or responsibility. That's just kind of how our relationship evolved. And so we've had to make a conscious effort to improve that and to work on that. And, it's been really valuable. I didn't want to cut him out of my life. So we worked on making those improvements. Right. So, but you got to have those hard conversations. All right. So, I'm going to open up one thing here and, let me do that. Get a screen going. That's going to, help us here. I didn't have that set in advance. I apologize for that, but we will make that fix right now, and it will get us an ad. Good times there. Oops. Okay. I got, oh boy. Come on, Aaron. Sorry about that. I thought I had this ready, but I did not have the right video up with the right thing. All right. We're fixing right now. Efforting, we'll call it efforting to get this right. All right. Get YouTube. Why are you not cooperating with me? Share screen. Chrome tab, share audio. Okay. All right. So here is what I want to close out with. This is, and I can share this whole video with you guys as well. And I'll put that in the comments here in just a second. But I want to get to, it's in the way.
Are affecting you all day.
Oh, of course, YouTube wants to play an ad. All right, we'll get through it.
For now, I just want you to be aware that your environments are affecting you all day long. And
ready to grow your online
All right,
sales?
we're going to skip the ad in
Google
5
Shopping ads
seconds.
now
Thank
account
you,
for
Google Shopping and
76.4% of
Equid.
retail.
Skipping. All right, here we go.
we as humans, unlike other animals, have the ability to purposely and intentionally create and recreate our environments. So begin by studying your environments and asking, is this person, this place, or this thing something that uplifts me? Does it make me happy? Does it motivate me? Does it bring me peace? Or is it something that irritates me, upsets me, demotivates me, overwhelms me, and brings me down? And if it uplifts you, see how you can expand it. Spend more time with those people, with that music, with that author, and those physical places, and so on. And if it brings you down, see how you can change it or eliminate it. Remember, you are responsible for where you are, for what you bring in or allow to remain in your environment, and for whom you spend time with. Don't spend time ignoring or resenting your environments. Take the time to intentionally create or recreate them into what you want them and need them to be. Some of that takes more time over time to achieve, but you can start in lots of small and different ways today. To get started, I want to invite you to make a commitment that before you go to bed tonight, that you'll make 3 changes in one of your environments. Doesn't matter how big or small. It can be as simple as putting something like a plant or a small sculpture or a crystal or a picture on your desk that uplifts you and makes you smile when you see it. Or it could be eliminating something like removing 5 Post-its from the side of your computer, or throwing away something that doesn't work or you're never going to wear again. Or put your gym shoes and your workout clothes in the hallway so that when you wake up tomorrow morning, you have to trip over them. It'll remind you to work out for 20 minutes rather than just sit and read all your texts and emails first thing in the morning. Just make the commitment to do that today. 3 simple things. And then keep that up every day for a week and notice what happens. Notice how you feel as a result of that. Now, if you found this video helpful.
All right. So there we go. So there's kind of the quick recap. I wanted to just share that because Jack's kind of my mentor. As I said, I'm big time into that, and I get a lot of the information from there. But I want to do that exercise, right? I want us to do that exercise. And Todd, if you're still hanging in here for me, do me a favor and post a link to the Business Basics group. If you're not catching this, well, in fact, you're not, because maybe it was shared over there. But what I want, and this is to kind of close out our Club OSG open membership opportunity, so everybody else can kind of see what we're working on here in Small Business Saturday. But from that exercise, I would love it if you guys would post the 3 things that you're going to do today to improve your environment. So if you'll post that in the Business Basics group, and I'd love us to use the hashtag #MyEnvironment, and we'll even put that onto a banner here so you can see it and visually see it for those catching the version of this that's not just the podcast version. So hashtag #MyEnvironment. And here's what I want you to do. I want you to go, like I said, the reason I want you to do this is a public declaration to yourself of the impact that your environment makes on you. This is your way to kind of internally help your subconscious brain go, yes, it's okay to spend some effort improving our environment. Now, as Jack mentioned, you should continue to improve and do these things over a course of time and week by week. But for us, all I'm asking is that just today, you pick out those 3 things, right? So they can be little things. I just did one thing. I moved my pens into a different place where I can easily access them without having without having to reach over there, right? So that it can be something smaller like that. It can be go ahead and do the filing. The other thing I'm going to do is I'm going to glue the piece back onto the cabinet and get that done and out of my space that's keeping me from it's just taking up energy that I don't need to be taking up every time I walk by it. So those things like that, fix those 3 things, post them. And again, that is your opportunity to make that public declaration that you're going to fix those things. And that helps your body and your mind and everything else around you, people around you, your support system go, okay, they're working on their environment. I need to support that. I need to improve that. I need to help them out, right? So that's what we're going to do. Post those 3 things, use the hashtag #MyEnvironment, and post them in the Business Basics group. And Todd's got that up for us at facebook.com/groups/OSG Business Basics. If you'll post it in there. And there we go. So that's what I've got for you guys today. What other information do you guys have? What are your thoughts on all this? What questions do you have? What am I right about? What am I wrong about? Any of those things. Let's spend the next couple minutes just taking a couple of comments, questions, thoughts, your impact, where you need to work on the most. I'll go back real quick while you guys are doing that and kind of get back to what I started with my example on the environment piece. For me, the thing that I'm really want to work on right now is to continue to improve my health. Right. So like I said, I've been working on my health and I was able to not get the blizzard last night. I love a good Dairy Queen blizzard, but I did not get that last night. So just doing things like that and making sure that I've got the other thing I need to work on is finding some more healthy alternatives to snacks. I get the sweet tooth and right now I'm still drinking coffee that's got quite a bit of sugar and sweet creamer in it. I love a peppermint mocha creamer. It's my thing. Peppermint is my jam for sure. So what are these things in my environment that I can clean up? I've found that I do like peppermint tea, so I'm drinking more tea, and that's helping. The water, making sure that I'm drinking more water, having the things around me to do that. The exercise part, Jack mentioned, put your workout clothes, instead of having them buried in the back of my closet, I need to put them somewhere where, in the hallway or somewhere where I'm going to basically trip over them if I walk by it, right? Working on designing my environment, designing my life to where, all right, I have an opportunity that every day I'm going to do this, those types of things. All right. So what else do you guys have? What other information do you guys want to chat about, or are we good? Can we call it good for the day? So I will hang tight here. Again, one more quick note here that this is the last opportunity to catch the live version of Small Business Saturdays. So if you are interested in continuing to be a part of this and you're not already an our Success Group member, or you're not already a Club OSG member, I encourage you to go check out Club OSG. That pricing will go up as of Tuesday. I think Monday is the last day for the discounted price. And the cool part about what we do, the thing I love about what we do with our Success Group, is that we take care of the people that give it a try, that are willing to be action takers, that are willing to be trailblazers. And once you kind of lock in your pricing on things, that's your price, no matter what. When things go up, when things change, we lock that in. So your price is going to be locked in. And Wendy says, I will see you and Eric in a couple of hours. Yes, a good reminder there, Wendy, that coming up, Understanding Emblems is coming up shortly. Decorators.education/emblems. So, all right. So with that being said, all right. So check out Club OSG next week on the 5th of June. We're going to be doing, so we've hit quite a few like mindset, kind of bigger picture. I don't know, some people might even call it wooey things over the last couple of weeks, but these things are highly important. But I also, inside of Small Business Saturday, want to get into the nuts and bolts things as well. So next Saturday, I'm taking on the challenge of getting into Facebook ads. And some of these are going to be hitting the real basic things. And it's a big, huge challenge to teach Facebook ads, because there are, I believe, Todd, correct me if I'm wrong, 67 different versions of Facebook that everybody sees. So what I see and what you see might be completely different. But at the same time, we're going to hit the concept. So we're going to talk about some things like, how do you upload your customer list? How do you make a lookalike audience? What's the difference between an engagement ad and a conversion ad? And some of the basic stuff. And when we want to go further, we'll figure that out. That we do have that on the list, as making that a little bit more of a full-on OSG training happening at some point. Hopefully this year, might end up being in 2022, depending on how things play out here. But later on, third, fourth quarter maybe, we'll have something like that. So that's next Saturday the 5th is Facebook Ads 101, and then on the 12th of June. I'm going to be hosting Ali Banholzer, and we're going to be talking about a priority matrix. In fact, those of you that are OSG members, we're going to encourage you to actually come on and join us live. We can actually have up to 10 people on screen with us here. And so you're going to get an opportunity, if you are one of the brave and lucky that want to come on video with us, which I know you guys can do it. I spent the first 2 minutes of this video talking to myself because I had the volume off. So don't worry about what you look like or what mistakes you're going to make. It'll be awesome, and it'll be really valuable, because then Ali can actually work directly with you on putting this idea and concept of a priority matrix together to work for you, whether you have employees or whether you're a solopreneur. This priority matrix thing is going to be huge. So that'll be happening on the 12th. And then from there, I've got other potential things in the works, but you guys let me know what it is that you're looking for. Make a comment here. If you want to reach out to us by email, where is that? success@oursuccessgroup.com. There you are. success@oursuccessgroup.com. Looks like I need to clean my environment here. I need to clean up my banners. So success@oursuccessgroup.com. If you want to reach out and let us know what you're looking for on Small Business Saturdays, that would be great. All right, you guys. Well, thank you so much for your time. We appreciate that. Mo, you are very welcome. Thank you for the inspiration. You guys inspire me to continue doing this. So I really appreciate that. And again, if you are looking to keep this going, try to hit that. Where did it go? Yes, I definitely have to clean up this environment. There it is. Club OSG, oursuccessgroup.com/Club OSG. Or we'd really love you actually to become a member and be inside the full membership group, where you get all the training. You get that private members group where there's lots of interaction and engagement happening over there. Go to oursuccessgroup.com/memberships. All right. So, you're very welcome, Gusta. Thank you for being here. You guys are definitely super inspiring to me, so I appreciate it very much. All right, everybody, have a great rest of your Saturday. I can't wait for Understanding Emblems coming up with Eric Campbell here in a little bit. That's part of the decorators community outside of our success group, but I am so grateful to be able to host Eric and be able to share Eric's knowledge with the world, so I can't wait for that. Look forward to that. But make sure that you are posting inside of the Business Basics group using the hashtag #MyEnvironment. And what are the 3 things that you're going to change in your environment today? 3 little things, 3 things that you're going to change in the environment today. Make that list. Do it. You guys got it. All right. So have a great day. Thank you, Michelle, as well. And we will talk to everybody again soon. Have a great rest of your Saturday.